Well, I'm Mike, and this is my wife, Karen, and we've had two projects from Southwest Exteriors. The door behind us, which is where it really all started, and then the wrap the house in new siding. It was probably 15, 20 years ago that we had the house sided.
With cedar?
With cedar, and it held up fine. We had noticed a deterioration the last few years, and so we knew that we were just kind of playing the string out, and we were gonna have to do it sooner than later. And this year seemed like as good a time as any. We did reach out to another contractor. All they got was this back wall. We cut the entire effort off after 1 week because I think Karen and I were both wondering what is going on, and we knew things weren't right and couldn't get a hold of a supervisor. It was just lack of communication, lack of what appeared to be expertise. And as it turned out, that's exactly what it was. Nothing had been put on correctly as far as backing, you know, the Hardie backer boards, things like that. I don't know what they used, but they weren't even installed correctly. They weren't installed correctly, and the actual siding hadn't been installed correctly. And that was just on one wall. And I can't even imagine what would have happened if we would have completed it. I mean, house probably may have fallen down for all I know.
When I saw the previous one going in to the attic from the outside and coming in and out, because you could see all the way in, I'm like, okay, I'm beyond stressed. My dad had the front of his house sided, and that was after we had had ours done. And so I see my parents several days a week, and I got to watch the process at his house. That helped a lot, and my dad is a perfectionist. So if you guys could please him, I knew.
Through the years, I'd known a number of people, some friends who'd used Southwest Exteriors. It was always in the back of my mind, right? But I never really thought about pulling the trigger, so to speak. And then once Karen came home and said, hey, yeah, we had this, and her dad, and being the perfectionist he is, if he was happy, I knew we'd be happy. And so I didn't really have to do too much due diligence on it. I mean, I went out and checked the reviews, but I mean, they're stellar. Almost 5 stars. But your reputation I'd known about for years and decades. Well, extremely easy. It was a call to your main office. The next thing I know, Michelle had said, hey, I'll send somebody out. And I think we set up something for 2 or 3 days later. Karen was home, Chris showed up, and we came back, literally right over there, about 20 feet away, and we started talking to him about our experience of what had just happened. He of course could see the condition things were in, but it was really just talking to him about the problems we'd had. Then just kept going, walking around the house, looking here, discussing, this would be my recommendation as we went along, and helping us with some of the design aspects. Did you want the full cedar panels? Did you want the shorter 8-inch ones? I was really kind of shocked and pleasantly surprised at how detailed he was on everything we needed. So at that point, Karen and I knew. I mean, we knew there was absolutely nothing to worry about. And I think after Chris Lee left, we looked at each other and go, you got any issues, any worries? Nope. No, we're good. I think it was a 3-week effort, start to finish, thereabouts. Weather played a part in it as well. But, the teams came out on weekends, went above and beyond what we had even expected or anticipated. I think the painting crew came out on a Saturday, and it was, 30, it was cold enough that I didn't want to be outside. We're like, what are you doing? Go home. He's like, no, we're here. We're here to complete this. And they took care of everything. Project manager was involved. We had constant communications. And when I didn't reach out to him, he reached out to me. Everything going great. He'd stop by. We saw who the folks were. Victor was here a lot with his crew as well. Any concern was mitigated, any stress relieved.
And they brought a few issues that they noticed and gave us some options. So we know everything was done right. And I think that was the biggest thing.
Based on our experience without Southwest Exteriors, I'd probably be sick at my stomach, probably working on an ulcer or something else like that at this point. It was such a pleasure to do business. And I wouldn't call it business because I felt more like a partnership in this more than anything, because we weren't treated like a customer. We were treated like like a valued member of the Southwest Exteriors team. I'm trying to be trite or trivial about this, but all along it was, here's what we're going to do for you. We got this. You have nothing to worry about. Here's our number, all the way up to the owner of the company. I think I reached out to him one time just to thank him for everything that had been done. And of course, he responded back and said that, yeah, he said, that's my expectation that the teams will do this. Well, you did, right? I mean, beyond expectation. And so if we hadn't had it done, I don't even know what at this point, maybe shoot the house black and call it a day, it would hide any kind of imperfections. My only regret is I didn't do it in the beginning. Yeah. Just go straight to you. I thought, honestly, that we could save some bucks, but as it turned out, there's really no fundamental difference in the cost. And so back in my mind now, I certainly won't let anything like that ever hold me back again.